How would you like to generate leads for free? In today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to show you using a technique that is often overlooked that can be a source of fantastic leads throughout the rest of your career. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you're brand new to our channel, welcome. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, turn those leads into appointments, and close more deals. So if that's what you're after, this is absolutely the place to be. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here as part of our community. Now, before we get going on today's video, one quick little note. Down below in the description, you will see a link to our Facebook Masterclass. It's a 2-hour free class that shows you all of the best practices and tricks, everything that we do to help our clients get great results with Facebook. So if you're looking to level up your Facebook game and generate more business from it, 2 hours of your time well spent, feel free to go check that out. Now, in today's video, what we're going to be covering is how to generate leads for free. Yes, you heard that. You won't have to spend a cent to do what I'm going to show you today. And it's one of those most overlooked missed opportunities. It all boils down to the way that you introduce yourself. I know that sounds super basic, but here's what I have found from almost every agent I've ever talked to about this. The majority of agents, when they're asked the question, what do you do for work? Typically, they have one of 4 different responses. Number 1 is I'm a realtor. Number 2, I'm a real estate agent. Number 3, I work for XYZ brokerage. Or number 4, it's the advanced version. They'll say something like, I help people buy and sell houses. And that's typically as far as they go. Now, if you introduce yourself in one of those 4 ways, the response that you're going to get from most people is, oh, okay, cool, or something close to that. And what you need to understand is when people say, oh, okay, cool, what that really means is I probably know 5 other people who do the same thing. They're also in real estate, and I'm probably related to one of them. One of them is maybe my cousin or brother-in-law or something like that. So you've got to realize that when you introduce yourself like that in such a bland way, people just mentally categorize you with everyone else. And in a competitive field like real estate, you've got to be able to stand out immediately. And so let me show you a simple technique that you can use to separate yourself, and it will help you generate leads really throughout the rest of your career as you use this technique. It's a technique that I like to call a market domination statement. The market domination statement is all about the way that you introduce yourself and the way that you do your business to, again, separate yourself from the crowd. A proper market domination statement contains 3 pieces. Piece number 1 is who it is that you work with. Piece number 2 is what problem is it that you help those people solve. And number 2 is the problem that they're facing. And number 3 is how you help them solve that problem. That would make more sense. So it's who you work with, the problem that they face, and how you help them solve that problem. If you can answer those 3 things in the way that you introduce yourself, it becomes a very powerful technique that will help you generate leads and opportunities for free. So with part number 1, let's kind of break this down. So part number 1, where we're talking about who it is that you work with. You want to be thinking about different niches in real estate because chances are there are people that you probably prefer to work with rather than everyone. So granted, you'll take whatever business comes your way, but there's usually specific segments of the market that you prefer to work with over others. I know some investors prefer first-time buyers, or some real estate agents prefer first-time buyers. Some of them like investors. Some of them like the move-up buyers or empty nesters. There's all kinds of different categories, but usually people have one segment that they like working with more than another. So once you have kind of identified one of those segments, that's going to help you go into the next piece. The second piece is talking about the problem that they face. So if we take first-time buyers as an example, oftentimes they have challenges with maybe they need to get their credit fixed or builds credit. Maybe they don't have the money for the down payment. Maybe they're just completely unfamiliar with the process and don't know what to expect. Those are some of the more common problems with that group of people. When you talk about investors, it's often about being able to find a good investment property, or they have challenges with, the financing, how to put that whole deal together. As you think about all these different categories, they all have different problems. So one of the things that often comes up, it's one of the objections that people give me as they start talking about this concept, is they'll say, well, Kevin, if I focus on a specific segment of the market, then I'm missing all of this business over here. And my response to that is what I've experienced is completely the opposite of that. So what I've noticed is when you try to market to everyone, the simple truth is you're actually marketing to no one. That is an absolute truth. You can write that down, you can post it on your wall. When you're marketing to everyone, the truth is you're actually marketing to no one, because you can't be specific about the problems and the challenges that they face. And if there's any one thing that will get people to pay attention to your marketing, it's when you're talking about the problems you can help them solve. That's when they have a reason to listen to the rest of what you're saying. See, that's the whole purpose of this market domination statement, is just to get people to listen. So here's kind of the way that this works. Let's say that you had built a market domination statement that was around first-time buyers, and you're talking to someone, and let's say that they are potentially an empty nester, right? So when you give your little speech, and I'll give you some examples in a second, when you give your little speech and they aren't a first-time buyer, normally what happens is one of two things. Either number one, their mind will immediately start going to people who fit that category. And that's when they'll say something like, well, my nephew is trying to buy a property and he's having a hard time. You probably should talk to him, right? It creates that opportunity because of how specific you've been. The other thing that starts happening is because you've made a good impression on them, they think of you as being something different. A lot of times what they'll say is they'll say something like, well, do you also work with, people like us who are trying to downsize? And if you feel comfortable with that, obviously your answer is, yes, absolutely, I can help you, right? So what I have found is that when you market yourself a specific way, it increases the response rate, and it doesn't mean you don't get all this other business. It just means they're going to feel more comfortable talking about that with you because of the way you approach it. Again, if you try to market to everyone, you can't do it, because the most specific you can be is that tired old phrase you've heard your entire career, which is, I help people buy and sell houses. Nobody really gets excited about that, right? That's when they start lumping you in with everybody else. We want to have a way to separate yourself very quickly, to add value to somebody and let them see how you can help them accomplish their goals. That's really what this is all about. Separate yourself, build authority, show them how you can solve some problems, right? So that's the second piece, is the problem that they're facing. The third piece is your unique solution to that problem. So this is where, your expertise, your background, the things that you can help people with, this is where that is going to become very, very useful and beneficial. So whatever your unique solution is, that's where it belongs. And really, I just recommend spend 20 minutes, half hour, just kind of brainstorming these three different pieces and then putting them together. So one of the examples I use all the time, let's say you're going after first-time buyers. What if you were to introduce yourself like this? I work with first-time home buyers who don't have the money for the down payment. I show them 3 ways that they can overcome that so they can stop wasting their money on rent and own a home today. Right? When you introduce yourself that way, that's when people say, oh, right? And either maybe they fit the category and they're going to want to work with you, or they think of somebody else. But all that happens is it creates a dialogue because you've separated yourself. Now, the way that you can use this to generate leads for free, number one, is when you're in conversation with people and they ask you what you do for work, this should be the answer to that question. Stop answering with your title or your profession or your brokerage, because that's what all of your competition is doing. We want to separate yourself right from the get-go, and this should be the answer to that question. The second thing that you can do is use this with all of your promotional items. This phrase, in my opinion, should be on your business card. In most cases, the back of your business card is wasted space. You've got that goofy little phrase on there that says, the best compliment you could ever give me is a referral. And the reason I think that's goofy is because in most cases, the people that you're handing business cards out to aren't the people who are going to refer you. They're the people that you're meeting for the first time. It's just the wrong place for that phrase, right? It would make more sense to somebody you're handing your card to for the first time that says, hey, are you tired of wasting money on rent? Right? Let's talk about how we can get you, if you have a phrase like that, that's going to be way more effective than, you can compliment me by giving me a referral, because that person that you're meeting for the first time, they're not going to be the one referring to you. The people who are going to refer you are the clients and your friends and family, and those aren't the people that you're handing business cards to in most cases, right? So it would belong on your business card. If you have promotional brochures that you use to promote your business, it should go there. On your social media, so obviously if you follow my channel, I do a lot of Facebook marketing. On your Facebook business page, there's a section called About. This should go in the About section. If you've ever done a post on your business page as an introduction, it should also go there, right? Anything that you're doing where you're introducing yourself and talking about your business for the first time, this is the phrase that you should include, and you will generate leads for free. I absolutely guarantee it, because most of your competition, they're doing the same thing. I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell houses. This is the way that they're introducing themselves, and people are just going, oh, okay, cool, because they've categorized them in the same category as other people that they know. Stand out, separate yourself from the competition, show people how you're going to solve their problems, and I promise you, you will do business just from that little simple technique called the market domination statement. And again, all you have to do is think about it as, rather than your business or your profession, what you're communicating to people is how you can help them solve a problem. When you do that, results, leads are going to be the natural byproduct of that. So that is today's video on how you can generate leads for free using the market domination statement. Highly recommended. It's one of those powerful tools that most people just never implement for their business. So if you found that helpful, click the little thumbs up button down below. Appreciate your support. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have more people just like you offering, and we can give you more tips and strategies to grow your business. Also, when you subscribe, click the little bell notification. We put out brand new content like this every single week, and you can use those tips and tools to grow your business. You'll be notified every time that we put out new content. Also, I'll put up a couple more videos here that you can watch right now, things that will also help you grow your business. And then if you're curious about the services and the marketing tools and resources that we provide, feel free to look in the description below. You'll see a link that has more information about our services and what we do to help you grow your business, especially through social media. So with that, that's the end of today's video. Make it a great week. Keep crushing it in your real estate business. As always, if we can help, let us know. And we will talk to you soon. Take care.